Hello, my name is Justine Kennedy, and I'm a student in the Adventure Education and Environmental Studies department. I am graduating with a Bachelor's of Arts in Adventure Education and a Bachelor's of Science in Environmental Studies. Because of my two separate degrees, I chose to create two separate projects, and for this presentation, I will be focusing on my Adventure Education project. My project focuses on exploring how individual lived experience can be used to help develop leadership identities, most importantly, developing self-efficacy or self-confidence in individuals' perceptions of their leadership abilities. This project consists of three main components: teachers assisting the class gendered topics in adventure education, where I facilitated backcountry and whitewater rafting skills, creating and teaching workshops on lived experience, and writing a research paper on the benefits of lived experience based off of reflections written by students within the class. While being a teacher's assistant in gendered topics, we went on 2 river trips, the first on the San Juan River in Utah, and the second on the stretch of the Colorado River referred to as Diamond Down, which flows through the very end of the Grand Canyon. These trips provided an introduction to whitewater rafting. I was a trip leader on the second trip, and throughout the course was teaching students how to captain a raft. Rafting has been a huge part of my life and my education, so it felt very special to get to share that knowledge and environment with my peers. My first river trip was when I was 12 years old, in the 6th grade. My class went on a San Juan trip, and I distinctly remember telling my mom, as soon as we reached the takeout, that I wanted to be a river guide. Since then, I have gotten to share that love for the river with my mom on a Grand Canyon trip right before leaving for Prescott College. And since then, I have been taking every opportunity possible to be on the river and share that experience with others. The next phase of my project was creating a progression of defining, understanding, and incorporating lived experiences into leadership. I defined lived experience as the experiences that you have throughout your life, informed by positionality, social identity, socialization, and culture, as well as the social structures that exist outside of culture in political, economic, and historical specificity and time. As seen in this definition, lived experience is more than just the events that happen. It is a combination of events, social identity, and place and time. The first workshop explored this concept. In this workshop, students explored definitions pertinent to understanding lived experience. The second workshop began to incorporate lived experiences into practical applications of how it could be used to inform and grow leadership, as well as exploring students' personal identities, both in and outside of leadership. Each of these workshops were accompanied with pre- and post-workshop reflections. I then collected the reflections, coded them for their main themes relating to lived experience, and used the 3 main themes as the basis of exploration for my research project. The 3 main themes I found were role models and positive reinforcement influencing accessibility, building self-efficacy through redefining leadership, and connection to the outdoors through existing support structures. Role models and positive reinforcement was the category with the strongest student support. By having role models, students develop leadership ideals and identities based on their observations of leaders within their lives that they respond positively or negatively to, and can emulate the characteristics those leaders present. By having role models of various social identities, students can see places for themselves within leadership positions in adventure education. Students will feel more likely to take on leadership roles if they have a role model of a similar social identity. Students will identify leadership qualities in people they look up to and emulate those. Students who have positive reinforcement from their role models may gain more confidence in themselves as well. I feel very fortunate to have been a part of a strong community of women growing up who proved to be excellent role models, teaching me to be strong, value my voice, and take opportunities in leadership that challenged me. I am so thankful for that community in my hometown, as well as my mom, who is my constant role model. I also have so many people that I look up to here at Prescott College, who have helped to teach me the lessons that have brought me here today, including my advisor Cecil, faculty member Matthew Brown, and faculty emeritus David Lovejoy. My peers I have spent time with on the river have also been great role models and people I look up to. The next theme that came up was building self-efficacy through redefining leadership. This is relevant because redefining leadership allows access for a wider range of leadership styles, therefore allowing more students to feel comfortable filling leadership positions that they previously questioned their abilities to fill. This redefinition focused on students recognizing the benefits of traditionally feminine qualities in leadership, diverging from the masculine qualities that have been dominant in leadership for so long. In some ways, this is a response to students identifying socialization around leadership, especially in the ways that it can cast a negative view on women in leadership. By expanding the view of what or who makes a good leader, students can gain confidence in their leadership, find a style of leadership that fits their leadership identities, promoting them to increase their own self-confidence. In the history of adventure education, leadership has typically been viewed through a lens that offers a specific view of what a leader should be and should look like or act. Because of the history of this programming, it has taken a masculine performative approach, meaning the traits typically associated with strong male leadership are the norm when teaching leadership styles. As we all know now, this is not the only way to be a leader, and as adventure education continues to progress, it is important we continue expanding the views of leadership. Finally, the third theme, having existing support structures that help students feel comfortable in adventure education settings, shows up primarily in family and traditionally able-bodied activities. These support structures allow the students to access the outdoors and have a sense of confidence and comfortability in those spaces. Lived experience-informed leadership is still a new concept, but can help to create a more accessible and diverse community within adventure education, and can be a powerful tool in helping students create their own leadership identity. I believe that as Prescott College's adventure education program continues to grow, it is essential that we continue to explore these concepts and create spaces for students to bring their own unique experiences and backgrounds into their leadership. As a student here, I have been very fortunate to have learned the skills to use my own lived experience in my leadership. And I feel very lucky to share this with others, and I hope to continue to grow and research these concepts. During my time here, I have gotten to fall in love with the rivers of the Southwest and create a strong connection through a sense of place and my experiences with others in these environments. I've gotten to learn, teach, and experience these spaces in a number of ways, through classes, independent studies, and hired trips. I feel as though this project was the perfect opportunity to put all that I have learned, not just skills, but also personal experiences, into a project, and I feel proud and lucky to have the opportunity to share it with you all.